Hey, this is Nick with Armament. Wanted to share with you guys the latest version of the adjustable locking bar. A lot of you are familiar with the R&D that's gone in for the past few months on the locking bar system for the FRT15, so giving you guys an update here. Most of you are familiar with the upgrades that we've been doing for the past year, year and a half on these FRTs and the wide open triggers. Highly successful. We were the first, we were definitely the best, we still are, and this is just an evolution in what we're offering. The whole goal here is to address three major issues that these triggers seem to run into, regardless if it's the trigger's fault or if it's the rifle's fault. Tolerance stacking, stuff like that is out of the trigger's control, and it is what it is. But they are issues, so we'd like to address them. We currently offer the locking bar spring upgrade, where we replace the factory spring. We do some machining on the trigger frame and the locking bar. We also offer the positive reset mod, where we drill the trigger lobe, install a spring-loaded plunger. And what that spring-loaded plunger does is it takes up the tolerance stacking difference with spring pressure, allowing these triggers to reset in rifles that are either out of spec or just on the high or low end of the tolerance spectrum. So the other issue that we've run into, that's not the trigger's fault, but it is an issue, and it does cause a function issue, is timing. So a lot of these guys, and a lot of you guys out there, a lot of my customers are getting small bursts. You'll get 3 or 4 rounds, you'll get 5 rounds, 2 rounds, stuff like that, and then dead trigger. Or it'll run, a mag, and then the very next mag it won't run at all. What these typically are, these are typically timing issues. The trigger's resetting, and sidebar, if you get single shot, you have to rack it, single shot, have to rack it, and you don't get any consecutive shots whatsoever, that's an indication of a reset issue. If you're getting multiple shots but only a few in a row and then a dead trigger, that's typically a timing issue. So what happens is light primer strikes, dead trigger. That's just the triggers being released too early. And the only way to adjust that is to either remove material from the locking bar and or the carrier. What our adjustable locking bar does is it eliminates having to do any of that by way of shims. Well, excuse me, these locking bars are going to come with 2 shims, 30 thou each. And so that means essentially you've got 3 positions. You've got no shims, 1 shim, and 2 shims. So you've got quite a bit of flexibility there. Very easy to adjust, very solid. It's going to come with an extra shim. It's also going to come with an extra bolt, so if and when they do wear out, you'll have one immediately. Very easy to install. This will replace completely both our locking bar spring upgrade, and the plan is to also replace the positive reset mod, since this one locking bar does address all 3 issues of the kinked springs, timing, and reset. So quick demonstration here. Here is a pre-production part. This one's used, so we've been running it. It's very simple. It's going to come with a 16-inch hex key. You pull this bolt out. And there you go. So you've got shims. We'll go over adjustment later. Just want to give you a preview of what it does right now. So simply adding and removing shims is how you adjust the timing point. Very solid, very simple. There you go. What this is, this spring also puts a lot more pressure on the tail of the trigger. Really helps us reset. It's a much more positive reset with this alone. So I'll show you a quick demonstration of installing this. Brand new rare breed trigger. Pop the trigger down. Some kind of block, doesn't matter what it is. This is actually gunner's mount from my friend over at Present Arms. you're simply just going to drive out the factory pin. These are not tapered pins. That's fake news. They're just 1/8 inch roll pins. No, excuse me, not roll pins, 1/8 inch pins. Pull it out. Pull that factory out, and the spring went flying. Cool, let it go. If you can see in here, you're completely removing all that. Easiest thing to do here, turn the trigger upside down, locking bar into position. Gonna compress that plunger just a little bit. Roll pin, excuse me, not a roll pin, it's just an 1/8 inch pin. Get this to line up here. There we go. Quick function check. There you go. So with that one modification, you've addressed 3 issues: timing, reset, locking bar spring. There you go. So these will be available soon. I keep saying that and teasing you guys, but we are making progress, and we have a new production version of this, which is actually offset just a little bit. You can see the wear pattern here. What we did, remove this bolt over, so it actually gets a more consistent wear pattern just on one side of the carrier. So very cool stuff. Very excited. Stay tuned. Definitely keep up with ArmamentUSA.com for pre-sales and pre-orders, and we'll go from there.